From Manj Gaon, we went to a village named Thumke Sieuda. It is situated deep inside the forest. We went there to help an extremely poor family. This is Thumke Sieuda, Mr. Kashi Ram. Then we went to Pureini VIllage and helped 13 families. Mrs. Chutkila Karki. They had a tree of big-sized lemons. Its local name is Chuk. Some scientists believe that citrus fruits originated in the Himalayas. Mrs. Buruli Karki. Mrs. Ispata. Very big family. Mrs. Baljita. Mrs. Kela. Mr. Dhandrup. Mr. Parilal Buddha. Mrs. Ujali. Mr. Kali Bahadur Mahatara. Mrs. Patuli. We had some bananas in our backpacks. We shared them with the kids. Such a lovely experience. Life is all about enjoying little moments, becoming happy in someone else's happiness. Mrs. Kirki Mahatara. Mrs. Pulti, extremely poor and oppressed family. They got afraid and started crying. She was saying that other people who are not receiving stops will say different things to her. The level of her helplessness is striking. Mrs. Kartike. After that, we went to a village named Rathu and helped 2 families. Mr. Aina Damai, one of her daughter's height hasn't increased. Mr. Ubze Damai has respiratory disease and also some issues in his lower abdomen. It was getting dark, so we started to walk a little bit quickly. From Rathu, we went to Supana village. Mr. Mandram. From Supana, we went to Felgaon and spent the night over there. The following morning, we helped 5 families. Mrs. Mamta. Mrs. Sanita Bhandari. Mrs. Bhanu. Mrs. Rampura, a single woman, her daughter passed away very recently, extremely poor family. Mr. Naveen, he had an accident and had multiple brain surgeries. In this village, we saw many banana trees. Then we started moving towards a village named Juri Kate. On the way, we saw many women suffering. Every day they spent hours looking for firewood. Some were barefoot. We were hopeful that our stoves will reduce their pain. Mr. Mandrup Mahatara. Mr. Bahibahadur Karki, single man, has 4 daughters. His wife got very sick and passed away very recently. The smallest daughter is just 1 year old. Extremely suffering family. After that, we started walking towards a village named Gatta. From Buka to Gatta, it was a very long trek. It took us 3 hours to reach there. We spent the night with one of the villagers and the following morning we helped 6 families. Mrs. Kauchi, single woman, survived by her one son named Biraj. Mr. Prakash Buddha. Mrs. Akashi Buddha, Mrs. Ujali, single old grandmother, Mrs. Gita, Mr. Guttu. This is how we reached out to all these families. We feel very happy and proud that this beautiful work got completed by our hands. Our heartfelt gratitude to each and every kind soul who provided strength to our dreams. Thank you so much. Namaste.